poop shoot, poop shoot. Ram it up your poop shoot, poop shoot, poop shoot. Ram it up your poop shoot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good morning. Man, oh, that coffee needs to hurry up. I need coffee. I need coffee. I need coffee. I need my cup of coffee. I need my coffee. Where's my coffee? Sound groggy? I am, dude. I slept hard as fuck last night, man. My sleep schedule the last 2 or 3 days was all fucked up and weird. And then like last night, like around 9 o'clock, I just like, and I slept hard. Like, had all kinds of weird dreams that I can't remember. I just know I was dreaming all night. Slept, woke up this morning. I was like, fuck. Here I am again. Here I go again on my own. Going down the only road I've ever known. Well, good morning. Hello, and how are you? Can you what? Can you trust me? You can trust me. Need somebody to watch your wallet for you? You can trust me. Oh, man. Yeah, I've got half of that, Jessica. I gotta get a fucking cup of coffee here in a second. Should be done in about a minute or two. You seem very honesty. Trust you. Are you really that sweaty, as TJ says? When I get super hot, yeah, I can get like crazy sweaty. Yeah. Like, I never really adapted fully to the whole living in Louisiana shit. So, yeah, I'm a sweaty fuck, man. What do you want? I get sweaty. India makes me doused in sweat. I hate it. Yeah, I mean, that's another place where I've heard it's pretty shvitty. I don't like the weather in the south. I'm more of a north guy. Yeah, I mean, same here. I'm just not like, I'm not like built for the super humid, hot shit. I can deal with heat. Like, I'm all about heat. I grew up in an area where like dry heat is the thing, but like the fucking humid shit, I can't. I like seasons. That's what I like. I like having a season. You know what I mean? It's hot, and it starts to get cool. The leaves start to change, and then they fall off the trees, and then it gets cold. I like that. I like that. Somebody's building a house out here. Like the last couple of days, these trucks, you guys have probably seen them before, like dirt trucks, have been pulling up and back. Like we're tracking along this road here. We saw about like 10 of them yesterday. There was my first one this morning. I think they're leveling out a foundation to build a house up the street here somewhere. The fact that you told on the sweat episode where the 3-hour collective sweat from Phoenix could fill an Olympic-sized swimming pool is insane. Yeah. Dude, that's a lot of schwit. That's a lot of schwitz. You gotta admit. That's a lot of schwitz. It's pretty cold today. Well, not cold. It's just like brisk this morning. If it was like 2 degrees cooler, I'd probably have to go throw a sweater on, but it's just cool this morning. I like it. I'm enjoying that. Is this another truck? I think I hear another truck coming. Chauvin is proof. If we stand together in solidarity, make our voices heard, people will be held accountable, but you need to shake the government with actions or words to get it to do something. Right. People have forgotten that, man. People have adopted this, like, cold, calculating way of their political participation. They've forgotten passion. They've forgotten passion and the power that passion has. Passion, righteous indignation, these things are powerful. Your words are powerful. Your experience is powerful. The U.S. needs to remember it more. We need to remember it not just for single issues, but for all issues. We need to know it deep down that we've got the power. I used to get things done by saying please. Now I dynamite them out of my path. Huey Long, yep. We outnumber them by a fucking huge margin. And they exist because of us. The government in this country exists because of the consent of the governed. They exist because of us. They are put in positions of power because of us and for us. We've forgotten that. We've decided that we're all just going to settle on whatever we can get. Fuck that. These people answer to us. We have culpability in this shit. We do. That's one of the reasons I'm so fucking forward about arguing this, because I feel guilty, as well should you, about my participation in this. I'm a citizen of this fucking country, and I've put up with it my whole fucking life. We're only powerless if we allow ourselves to be made so. And that's true everywhere. The governed outnumber the government everywhere. We outnumber them far more than 10 to 1. But I see what you mean. Do you see many of the excuses being made for the teenage girl that was killed the same day as the verdict? I've watched the body cam footage, and here's what I have to say about that. We talked about it yesterday in a grease trap, I believe, or was it in the pleb or the patrons flash fried? We talked about it yesterday. We watched the footage. That footage is not the same as the Derek Chauvin George Floyd footage. The body cam footage that I saw from the officer is nowhere near the same. There is a young woman with a fucking kitchen knife going like this, going after another woman. Now, do I think that shooting that young woman was the only way to stop what was about to happen? No. Do I think that the actions of that cop are instantly unjustified? No. I think that this is a much more gray area case than a lot of them that we've been seeing. You know? And I think that when people look at it and try and paint it like it's just another example of cops killing black people for no reason, I think that it undermines the movement against that type of action when you watch a piece of footage where somebody is about to eviscerate another person with a knife. And make no bones about it, had that woman go watch the fucking footage. The knife is about yay long. She's got a big chef's knife from the kitchen. She's got it, upside down, blade out this way. And she's coming at a chick with it. She's coming at another person with it. Had she landed that blow, she could have killed that person instantly. Stuck that in a lung, cut an artery. That person could have bled out in a minute before a fucking ambulance could have got there. So the cop made a fucking choice. Was it the correct choice? I don't know. I mean, that's up to the fucking system of justice to decide. That's up to the fucking DA shooting team to decide. But is that piece of footage that I saw the same as the piece of footage that I watched where Derek Chauvin knelt on the neck of George Floyd for 9 minutes while he begged for his life and called for his mother? No. No, it isn't. It isn't. I'm not saying that cop made the absolute best choice, but I'm saying that cop made a choice that probably saved somebody's life that day. There's no excuse for an officer to be judge, jury, and executioner. This is all part of the same problem. Yeah, but if you were on the other end of that knife, or your mom was on the other end of that knife, and somebody was coming at her with it, and a cop showed up to defuse the situation and took out the person that was about to stab your mom, you'd probably feel a little different about this. See what I'm saying? I don't think people can decide whose life is more important there. One person died, and if nothing done, the other person dies. You're right, really gray case. Right. And there's no shades of gray in the Derek Chauvin case. There's no shades of gray in the Dante Wright case. You know, those are cut and dried, obvious bad decisions, obvious shitty decisions by cops. Those are cut and dried. You watch the footage. Of course you would. If you were in the same position as that cop, you had a gun and somebody was coming after somebody that you knew with a fucking kitchen knife like this, you'd let off a round, guaranteed. You know what I mean? The cop made a choice. Was it the correct choice? I don't know. Like I said, this is an area of gray that it's like it doesn't compare to the Chauvin trial to me. It doesn't compare to Dante Wright. It doesn't compare to any of these other examples of police overstepping. This is a much more gray area case, and I think that when we look at it and go like, oh, cops just shot a 15-year-old girl in the street in cold blood on the same day that Derek Chauvin was committed. I think when we do that, it undermines the actual fucking problem that we have with police overreach. Because I watched that fucking footage. And if you haven't watched that footage and you're out there like spreading fucking rumors and shit, if you haven't watched that footage, you need to go do it. You have to. You have to look at the facts of the case. It's like during that patrons flash ride where we went over this and I expressed this opinion there. Fucking Jamie Darkey was in the chat and she was typing about like, oh, the cops screamed Blue Lives Matter after they killed the girl. What are you talking about, Paul? The cops screamed Blue Lives Matter after they killed the girl. And I went on, I was like, what? I hadn't heard that. I went and looked it up, couldn't find a single fucking corroborating source for it. Not a single one. So people are just out there trying to turn this into another fucking Derek Chauvin trial. Trust me, there's going to be another Derek Chauvin within days. We don't need to fucking pretend. I believed her at first, but wouldn't have repeated it without confirming it. You got to confirm shit like that. You can't go out with fucking information that you heard through the grapevine or whatever. It just makes the situation worse, and it undermines your ability to fucking handle that situation. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get my coffee. It's finally time for the coffee. Cup of Joe, indeed. How do I drink my coffee? There you go. Hot and black. I like my coffee like I like my men, hot, black, and strong. Bitter and drunk frequently, yeah. There you go. You know, one more thought on this shooting of the 15-year-old girl. There's an aspect of this that does bother me from the cops' perspective. And once again, I don't have all the fucking facts, just the fucking body cam footage that they have released. But it looks like the angle from which this young lady was shot put other people in danger. Specifically, the other young lady who was about to be stabbed. Right. So once again, the question of this use of force is a lot more fucking complex than people are giving it credit for. I'm not saying this cop made the absolute right decision, but I'm not saying that this cop made the absolute wrong decision either. It's one of those things. It's one of those things that needs to be looked at and judged, right? Lack of training, maybe. I mean, I'd be willing to hear that fucking argument for sure. I mean, it does seem like a dangerous situation to let off a live round. But from what I was looking at, she probably saved that other young woman's life with it. Because it looked like that lady was about to bring the fucking hammer down. And even if she wasn't, even if she was just menacing the chick with a knife, how do you know what intention is in another person's mind? You know what I mean? That knife was small, like a paring knife. It was not a small knife, bro. You need to go back and look at the knife. The knife had a blade that was at least this long. That's an eviscerating knife. That's a knife that you can kill with. Scotty, during the fucking, or right after the show yesterday, we were talking about it. We ended Flash Fried and we just kept talking about it for a minute or two. And Scotty pulled out his little knife. He has a pocket knife with a blade about yay long. And he pulled it out, and I was like, you realize, Scotty, you could fucking kill somebody outright with that knife. He's like, oh, yeah. You hit him in the right spot, hit him in the lung, you hit him in the fucking heart, you hit him in a fucking femoral artery, you hit him in the fucking carotid artery. You could just kill somebody outright with that knife. Oh, yeah. The knife that the chick was wielding, we went back and looked at it, was at least half again as long as the knife that Scotty had in his pocket. At least. It was not a paring knife, bro. I mean, it wasn't the biggest knife I've ever fucking seen, but it was, you know, it was a knife. It was a kitchen knife. hit them 10 to 20 times. You don't even have to hit them 10 to 20 times. You can kill somebody with one stab of a knife. Somebody can bleed out in 5 minutes from one stab. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This idea that you've got to sit there, like you've watched too many movies, if you think you've got to sit there and stab somebody like fucking 10 times before they croak. You slip that fucking knife into somebody, there's a good chance they're dead on the spot within minutes, if not immediately. So this idea that a knife is just something that like, oh, you know, they weren't in a hospital. They're out on the fucking street. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you're exactly right. If that chick had fucking put that knife in that other chick, it probably would have been 5-10 minutes before a fucking ambulance got there. And that chick would have died on the street, bleeding out in a puddle. We all know that small knives only deal 5 hit points of damage. Oh yeah, I forgot. You're right. You're right. Humans are more delicate than people think, but also more tough in other ways. It's weird. Sure. I mean, you know, humans can survive an immense amount of fucking damage, and humans can also die from a small amount of damage. We're very resilient and very fucking weak at the same time. Thanks for always tackling tough crap that surrounds us all. Enjoy your day, man. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Another truck. Another dirt truck. I'm like that old Gucci emblem, bitch. I'm burnt and I'm bros. What do you usually got in the big cup? Water. 100% water every day, all day in my cup. I put a little like Mio squirt in there so it has a little flavor or whatever, but it's just I drink water all day. All day, every day. Gots to stay hydrated. Dude, when I don't drink enough water, I feel like shit. I like my drink like I like how my women wet. When Paul gets dehydrated, he turns into a horrible skeleton being with sunken eyes and yellow wobbly gums. Wobbly gums? That's creepy. That's very creepy. You've creeped me out. What's a long-term personal goal you are working through? I've talked about it here a bunch of times. I have a long-term personal goal to find a plot of land, much like the one I'm living on now, purchase said land, and build myself a studio so that I can have a better work-life balance than I have right now. That's probably my most stark medium to long-term goal. Roosters. I'm like that old Gucci emblem, bitch. I'm burnt on them bros. What do you think of Charlie Kaufman's movies? Love them. I love how meta he is in his films. You know what I mean? I love, especially fucking what you call it, adaptation. That movie is just so fucking transcendently good, so weird, and so perspective shifting. Also love Being John Malkovich. Love Charlie Kaufman. Wobbly gums, Paul. Yeah, that's a me. I'm like that old Gucci emblem, bitch. I'm burnt and I'm bros. Plan to get some farm animals or something when you get your own land. Maybe a couple. Yeah, thinking about a couple goats, maybe. Get a couple of goats here. Have myself a couple of little goats. Maybe some chickens. Thanks for your video on falling down. Got me to watch it and I loved it. When did I do a video on falling down? Anyway, you're welcome. Good movie. Would you keep them for produce or as pets? A little bit of por qué no dos? Like if we had like see, I don't know about the chickens. The chickens can be a fucking nightmare. You can hear the crow, the fucking. I don't know if I want a rooster right back here doing that all day. I did a falling down review on Cinema for Cynics. That's interesting. I don't remember doing that. Yeah, I would love to be in a place where I could get a couple of capybaras. That would be dope. Where I'm living right now, capybaras are illegal to keep as pets. But I know there are ways around that. I thought you only needed a rooster if you wanted to hatch more chickens. Yeah. Chickens will lay eggs. You know, eggs are just chicken periods, right? So chickens will lay eggs whether they're fertilized or not. So yeah, I guess I wouldn't have to have a rooster. Capybaras are literally the most chill animals on the planet. That's why I want to have a pair of them or three of them. They're the literally chillest animals on the fucking planet. They don't give a flying fuck. They live in harmony with every other fucking animal. They don't give a shit. They're sweet. They're cute. They're funny. I want them. I want cappies. Please, can I have some cappies? I love having birds around. I love having insects around. I love that, but I want a couple little, like, definitely, like, I'm thinking the most important thing that we could get on a piece of land like this, probably a goat or two, because I really don't want to have like a yard, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to have a manicured, curated lawn at any house that I ever have. I want to have land. I want to have a house that's on land, and where I let the land that grows around the house grow wild. Like, I don't want to have like a manicured fucking landscaped garden type of thing. If I have a garden, I want to make it myself. You know what I mean? And so having some goats that you can stake around the property, you know what I mean, or let roam around the property, they'll clean up. They'll keep this shit from growing up too high. Oh, dude, I have an acre and almost an acre and a half of land here. Fuck having a manicured lawn on this shit. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Nope. Goats are awesome. I have a next door neighbor and they're so fucking cute. I love goats. I had a goat growing up. Llamas are half sheep, half giraffe. Dun, 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 dun. I volunteered at an animal shelter with huge goats. They come up and cuddle me. The horns are a bit threatening at first, but I got used to it. Yeah, I mean, if you've raised a goat, like, goats can be fucking dangerous. If you've got a big male billy goat or something, and he's, you know. But typically, goats that are raised around people don't use those horns on you. You know what I mean? They might butt you. Like my goat, his pen, he had a big pen, and his pen also had a little rabbit hutch and a guinea pig hutch in it. And I would have to go clean those out as a kid. And Billy the goat would sneak up behind me and butt me in the ass with his head. Not hard enough to hurt me, but just hard enough to startle the shit out of me. I'd be sitting there like cleaning out the guinea pig hutch, you know what I mean? Pulling poop out, giving them, filling their water, or whatever the fuck, and he'd come up behind me with his head and go like, "Bork," right in my ass, and I'd be like, ah, fucking Billy. Turn around and grab him by the horns. He'd be like, like, what are you doing, man? Why are you butting me? That's how you move him. At least that's how I used to have to move Billy, because he would just sit there and do it. Like if he butted me and I just turned around and went like, "Hey," I'd turn back around and he'd do it again. So I'd grab him by his horns and like walk him backwards. I'd be like, "You little fucker, go over here." He'd be like, my iguana took a chunk out of my foot like that big. Real stat: if a child is traumatized by a goat before age 5, she is 5 times more likely to become some form of social deviant. Is that true? That's crazy. They're nosing around the spot where kids used to be able to pan for gold. Huh? Huh? Yep, been attacked by a rooster. I've never gotten spurred, but we had a rooster when I was growing up that was just a total piece of shit. His name was Asshole. My mom named him Asshole. So his name was Asshole. It was the only time that we were allowed to say the word asshole was when we were dealing with him as kids, as little kids, because his name was Asshole. And he was an asshole. We had a horse growing up named Sugar Baby. She was the sweetest fucking horse. You know, she was like a workhorse that got slightly bow backed. She was worked too hard, and they were gonna put her down. I think she was pretty young, and they were gonna put her down. And my parents adopted her, and we kept her for I don't know how long we had Sugar Baby. 15 years, something like that. She was a sweet horse. That is the horse that would get drunk. Yes, Sugar Baby loved beer. You know, horses and other animals don't have the facility that human beings do. It's like they have no natural immunity to fermented alcohol. You know what I mean? And so Sugar Baby, my mom partied a lot when we were young. You know what I mean? A union worker, and on the weekends she'd have a bunch of people over, and there'd be people drinking beer, and she loved to take some lawn chairs and go sit by the edge of Sugar Baby's pen. Sugar Baby had a huge, like 2 acre, pen. And she'd always be way out in the field doing her thing. But when she heard people come up next to the fucking fence, she would mosey her way over and stick her head over the fence. And my mom would just start like, put a little beer in her hand and let Sugar Baby like. And after about 2 or 3 drinks, Sugar Baby was lit. She was drunk. She loved it. She'd get a good little buzz going on, and then she'd just like wander off into the fields. Was attacked by chickens as a child. A goat knocked me over and I spilled my feed on myself. The chickens came flocking and almost pecked me to death. I hate birds to this day. Jesus. Yeah, no. I mean, I don't know. I never had nothing like that happen to me as a kid. Grew up around a lot of animals and shit. Never really had that type of thing happen. Guess I lucked out, I don't know what to tell you. I'm like that old Gucci emblem, bitch. I'm burnt and I'm froze. I fell off a horse when I was 4. Yeah, I fell off a drunk horse when I was like 6. So I feel you. Didn't really fall off of the horse so much as like the horse just laid down. Horses are great, dude. Horses are wonderful. My mom got Sugar Baby drunk one time and then was like, Peaches, come here. Peaches, come here. Show your Uncle Jimmy how you can ride Sugar Baby. I used to ride Sugar Baby bareback. She was a very like calm horse, so she was cool with me just chilling on her back. I was like, okay. Little did I know, Sugar Baby was off the goop. You know what I mean? Sugar Baby was drunk as fuck. She put me up on Sugar Baby, and all of a sudden Sugar Baby was like, brr, and went like, brr, brr, and started running. And I was like, ah, holding on to the horse. She ran out into the middle of her field and then stopped. I was like, oh. And then she just went, brr, and like laid over. Like just decided like, I'm laying down. And I was like, ah. Barely avoided being crushed by the horse. Like the horse from Half Baked, yeah. She just decided she was laying down, you know what I mean? I've had enough of this. And she just like went down on her knees on the front and went, and I was like, ah! The whole fucking crew of fucking adults that were watching ran up a second later, because they went chasing after me when she ran with me. Never ride a drunk horse. Take it from me. You like that, do you, girl? You like the popcorn? Makes your teeth go pop, 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 pop. Butternuts, buttercup, butter stuff. That horse fart in the movie was hilarious. Dude, that's a great movie. Half Baked is a great movie. People say stoner comedies don't age well, but I think Half Baked is a great film, dude. I think it holds up. It captures the stoner mentality, you know what I mean? Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down? Mess me around, and then worst of all, you never call baby when you say you will. But I love you still, I need you more than anyone, darling. You know that I've known from the start. So build me up, buttercup, don't break my heart. Boom, boom, boom. I had to sing that song in show choir in 8th grade, so it's going to be in my head for days now with the choreography. It's a good song, man. Why do you build me up, buttercup baby, just to let me down? Mess me around, then worst of all. Great song. What? I love that part. It's a feel-good song, but it's not really a feel-good topic. Think about it. Like, it's a song. It does. It's one of those songs that makes you feel good. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's about a person that's just being used by the person that they love. Oh yeah, Sugar Pie Honey Bunch. That's another good song. Sugar Pie Honey Bun. You know that I love you. I can't help myself. I want you and nobody else. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I love those like 50s and 60s oldies. They're just such a vibe. Like you can just put them on pretty much any time and just let them play. You know what I mean? Great era of music. Hast du etwas Zeit für mich? I probably just said something horrible in German. I like the mamas and the papas if you're going to San Francisco. Yep. If you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear some flowers in your hair. And if you are going to San Francisco, you're sure to find some gentle people there. Yeah, my favorite Mamas and the Papas is California Dreamin'. I mean, that song is just fucking like, it's like haunting. You know what I mean? Yeah, Mama Cass. Yep, rest in peace, Big Mama Cass. Stopped into a church I passed along the way. Then I got down on my knees and I began to pray. I'd be safe at home if I was in LA. California dreaming. Yeah, Janis Joplin, another rest in peace, man. Just absolutely fucking transcendent. Another one of those flames that burned too bright. Karen Carpenter, yep. Another flame that burned too bright. You're a drug, you are a poison pill. I've got to kick this habit now or else I never will. Man, Travis, you're just like Mr. Lyrics today. Sorry, I just don't have it. You're Mr. Lyrics today, buddy. Good morning, Bethany. Hey there, Mr. Man. You didn't think I'd come back. You didn't think I'd show up with my armor and this ammunition on my back. Wait a minute, sir. Don't act like you don't hear me. You came here to wine dine 69 me and didn't hear a damn word I said. I see right through you. I walk right through you. I feel right through you. Alanis, dude. Alanis. That first album was goddamn so good. Jagged Little Pill. Oh my fucking god, that whole album is like transcendent. Transcendent. Care for Tori Amos? I'm trying to remember what song Tori Amos sang. What was Tori Amos's shit? I know the name, but I can't place it with her song. Oh man. What a day. Today's a long day. We got a big, long shooting day today. Oh, you can trust me. It's Earth Day today, huh? Earth Day. The day where we all pretend to care about the Earth. Yay, Earth Day. Let's all pretend we care. Good old Earth. I see right through you. I go right through you. Go, Earth, go. Plant a tree for your tomorrow. It's your tree that clears the air. Plant a tree, trees for America. Plant a tree today for all the world to share. If you want to listen to something, you may have heard it, you may not have heard it. Alanis did uh, Alanis did an acoustic cover album of Jagged Little Pill that is fucking phenomenal. If you haven't heard it, you might want to try that out. I actually discovered that because I was working at Starbucks and she had some kind of deal with Starbucks to sell it exclusively at Starbucks for like the first 2 weeks or something. So we had like a big ad push for it and we're playing it a lot. It's fucking great. It's fucking great. If you can find that and you haven't heard it before, you will be blown away. What acoustic covers do you like? I don't know, man. Like acoustic covers tend to be really good. I love Ryan Adams' acoustic cover of fuck Wonderwall. Ryan Adams does an amazing acoustic cover of Wonderwall. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, of course, Nirvana's MTV Unplugged performance is legendary. Hurt acoustic, yeah. The whole there's a Nine Inch Nails album called Still that has a bunch of stripped down acoustic esque covers of Nine Inch Nails songs. My favorite on that album, if you want to check it out, is their acoustic cover of The Becoming, which is my favorite Nine Inch Nails song in general, I think. Yeah, The Becoming, dude. Go find The Becoming Still and listen to that and tell me it's not badass. Ruiner's great, yeah. The Ruiner's a collector. He's an effector, feeding his shit to his flies. The red tails are hunting today. I see them wheeling and dealing. Have you heard Rammstein do English? They're bad in English. Yeah, they shouldn't be doing English. I didn't think about how that last one was a functional sentence and not just a pun, and it kind of ruined it. Now that was all what? Huh? Hmm. What? Say what? Oh, they're gonna eat today, dude. This is like fucking high tide food time for the red tails. Spring, all these little creatures are breeding, all these little baby animals out, man. That's all meals. That's delicious, tasty meals for the red tails. Any bugs where you're at? Yeah. I mean, look at the type of place I'm in. There's bugs everywhere. Yes. Bugs, 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 and more bugs. Tons of interesting critters, man. If you watch this, if you watch these shows, I do a lot of these shows sitting right out here on my porch, and I've fucking seen tons of little animals. There's a mated pair of red-tailed hawks that roost in this tree right behind me, so I see them all the fucking time. There's a whole family of scrub jays that live in my bushes over here. See these bushes? There's a whole fucking family of scrub jays that call that home. There's raccoons and fucking possums and rats and fucking everything out here, man. All the little creatures. Oh man, she's beautiful. The female red tail is perched over here. I love when they move. She's perched on a wire, on a electrical wire over here, and a truck just went by and it startled her and she took off for a second and re-landed. And when she did, I could see the sunlight through her tail, and it's the most beautiful red. They take off and that tail fans out, and if they're if they're lit properly, you can just see that red tail. It's just so fucking pretty. I just got a glimpse of it from her. I don't know where her mate is today. She actually looks like she might be a chick. To be frank with you, this might be our mated pair of red tails baby. I'm looking at her and she's not as big as the other two red tails that I usually see. It's a little hard to tell because she's a decent distance away, but I think we might be looking at a baby. I think I might be looking at a baby. I don't think if I turned my camera, you guys would be able to see her all that well. She's a ways off. Or he, I suppose. Very cool, though. Oh. I do not. I looked up red tail and it only brought up hawks. Yeah. Well, that's what we're dealing with. Red-tailed hawks. There go the scrub jays. They are just like eating today, man. Yeah, there's a mated pair of red-tailed hawks that live near me. Snatched. And they're eating. They're pulling dragonflies and like mosquitoes and flies and shit out of the air. They're feeding over there. Love it. I feel so much better being around nature. Oh, you're pretty. Little female scrub jay. Her little tail. Oh my God, they're going crazy. They're beautiful. They're loving it, dude. They're having a great day today. Putting me in a good mood. Argentina? I was never going to move to Argentina. Uruguay is what I was talking about considering, and I don't know, man. It's, my future plans, to be quite honest with you, are very much up in the air. Very, very much. What kind of bugs are they eating? Gnats, flies, mosquitoes, dragonflies, mosquito hawks. It's pretty much anything that's buzzing around over here. You guys, you guys are having a great day, huh? They're so pretty. You guys are all so pretty. Fireflies, no, there's no real. I don't live in an area that fireflies are indigenous to. I never saw a firefly in my life until I lived in Texas. Lightning bugs, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of sad. I was told by TJ and Scotty's stepdad, Steve, that the area that I lived in used to be completely thick with fireflies when he was a kid. I lived on an old golf course that was turned into apartment units. And he told me he remembered back when it was a golf course, and when you would be golfing in the evening, the woods that surrounded the golf course, which were the woods that my apartment was right up against, would be swarming with fireflies. He said they would just light up all the trees. It was really pretty. When I was there, you'd only see 3 or 4 of them. You know what I mean? And he said it was because of some spraying thing that they did to try and fight mosquitoes. He said at some point they started spraying the woods with this shit to dampen down the mosquitoes, and it ended up killing off a lot of the fireflies too, which is pretty sad. So I'm kind of sad I never got to see that. But I did get to see some fireflies, Having a little conversation over there. You hear them? Working out a little squabble. Cock-a-doodle-doo. The edibles are kicking in. I took a fistful of edibles this morning rather than smoking, like I usually do. And I was sitting there like when I went in to get my coffee, I almost grabbed some weed, and I was like, man, these edibles ain't gonna do it. And in the last 15 minutes, they done kicked. They kicked in. The edibles are here, ladies and gentlemen. I will not be needing to grab my pipe. That means the stream is ending soon. Well, the stream is probably ending soon because I have to go and get prepped for my long shooting day. So, but I mean, I got another 15, 20 minutes or something. But I'm feeling good. And I'm feeling good. Bum 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 bum. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Birds when they fly, you know how I feel. How's that song go? It's a new dawn, it's a new day. Whew. The edibles are here. Knock, knock, Paul. Hey, Paul, remember that fistful of edible candies that you ate this morning? Oh, yeah. We're here to say hello. A magic mushroom chocolate bar. If you're afraid to try it, send that shit to me. Risk interstate drug trade charges by mailing that to me. I'll take care of it for you. I'll make sure it has a good home in my belly. Not a big shrooms guy myself. I am. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. That face wins slight genetic chance of schizophrenia from great aunt. I mean, I've got an even closer schizophrenic in my family, and I still take it. I've got an uncle that's a schizophrenic, and I've taken more fucking psychedelics than I can count. Whoops. Maybe it's a little dangerous for me to do so, but schizophrenia usually pops out in your 20s. If it doesn't by then, it's probably good. That's exactly what happened to my uncle. My uncle was in his early 20s, 23, 24 years old, and they caught him staring at the sun with tears streaming down his eyes. And they're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he said he was purifying his eyes. That's how they knew that there was something wrong with him. I don't like handing out drug advice on my streams. I'm not Mr. Drugmeister. I'm not Ask a Druggie, all right? I would if I were you, look it up. Like there are tons and tons of resources about different types of psychedelics and what you need to do to be as safe as possible using them. I'm not your source on that, okay? I'm not Mr. Drug Guy. I don't like giving people advice on drugs. And I'm feeling good. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Last little swallow of lukewarm coffee, last cigarette. And then I'm going inside to get ready for my day. I smoke because it gives me knowledge. I've had a dandelion green salad before. I've never had fried dandelions, though. His eyes were fine. He was put on lithium and has been on lithium his whole life. You ever seen that video of a duck that ate shrooms? No. Having schizotypal is weird. You feel like you have superpowers sometimes. Prying open my third eye. I'm definitely on the whatever. Maybe I shouldn't share this about my diagnosis. There's certain parts of my mental diagnosis that I don't share with people. Just because I don't want to be judged, I don't want people to undermine my words because they know something about me that they wouldn't know by looking at me. There's a fine balance between sharing things about yourself and keeping your cards close to your chest as a person that does what I do. Let's put it this way, and we'll leave it at this. I sometimes struggle with what's real and what isn't in a very specific way. Rubbish. Rubbish? Rubbish? Rubbish, sir. Rubbish, sir. Nope, not gonna smoke this cigarette. Too stoned. I'm gonna go ahead and end this now and go get to work. I'll see you.